workshop. My name is Heather Drummond. It's such an honor to be here today. And I just want to go through the agenda over the next hour so you know what to expect in this time together. We're going to do an introduction where I'll tell you about what Ecoshe is. And then we're going to watch a documentary which will take 24 minutes. You're very welcome to make notes in the documentary because after that we're going to do a quiz which is 15 questions. And the person who does the best will get a 1,000 rupee prize, a Fruity Swirl voucher, beautiful smoothies and juices that they do at Kaudan. There's 3 different branches around Mauritius, so that'll only take 5 minutes. And then I'm going to explain to you what you can eat on a plant-based diet. There's a lot of questions, what can I, what can't I eat? And then we will take you through some flashcards that we've designed that we are selling. And lastly, we will invite you to do a challenge to put into practice anything that you've learned if it resonates with you. And lastly, we're going to have lunch together. So the restaurant downstairs have very kindly offered us the whole terrace there. You've all placed your orders. So we hope to be done within the hour, and then we'll go and sit and have our vegetarian lunch. They unfortunately didn't have anything vegan. It's the first thing I always ask when I go to a restaurant, do you have anything vegan? They'll often say, yes, we have the salad, we can leave out the feta, and I say, I'm not a rabbit, do you have anything else? I just want to ask the odd person to just tell me, like, what is your current diet? And there's no shame here, there's no judgment. I ate meat until I was 28, and I'm as much vegan as I can be. I'm not extreme, I'm not strict, we're actually home vegan. So today I'm going to be having vegetarian because there's no other option. And so let's start with the lovely lady over there. What is your current diet?
Not very healthy, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I love eating meat.
What is your current diet?
I love chicken.
So today we're going to find out, does chicken love you?
Yes, I love vegetables also, but I want to know more about how we can improve our diet.
Okay, fine. That's absolutely fine. There's no shame here at all. What about the lovely gentleman here? How's your diet at the moment?
I've got my diet, but I like eating vegetables and meat, like mixture of both.
Why do you think it is that you eat animal products?
It's
Tastes good. Is it tasty? What other reason do we eat animal products?
The backup line we do is protein. So
Protein, yes, protein. What else?
That's how most people have been brought up eating.
Yeah, protein, yes. Tastes good. Grandmother ate it, mom ate it. We were taught it at school, like this is what we
everyone
eat, right?
wants it. Everyone wants it.
Everybody wants it, exactly. The demand is there, the cake man ate
Everybody will
it. Come in. So just to tell you a little bit about Ecoshe and where it started, all in 2004 in Zimbabwe, I met this very unusual man because he didn't drink, he didn't smoke, he didn't eat meat, and I thought this was odd for a Zimbabwean. Jason and I went to the same junior school together, you know what Zimbabwe is like. It's, you know, everything kind of centers around barbecues and braais. But I was really intrigued, so I started learning to understand why it is that he ate the way he did. And soon after meeting him, I lost my mom and sister really tragically. And sometimes in life you have this catastrophe that makes you really reevaluate why it is you do what you do. And so I went to India, I became a yoga instructor, I went really deep into the why we eat the way we do. And so I had this knowledge which I was so excited about. So we came to Mauritius and we thought, let's start an eco village here, a vegan community, and they're quite hard to find, people who are willing to live vegan. I was trying to sell myself, this is the way. I looked at 40 pieces of land and then COVID hit and I was in Bali on a retreat and I was in a meditation and I thought, I think what I need to do is really share what I've learned, all my 15 years of research, to share it because this is the gap that we need to fill. So just to help people understand why it is that I think eating less animal products is beneficial. So in January, I launched Veganuary in Mauritius. But it was a real hit in January. We were in several newspapers, on the newspaper, in Investor magazine, on the radio, and I think the support was there because we are fighting climate change. There's food scarcity coming as well, and individually we can all make such a difference. And I know we all think, oh, I'm special, there's too many other people, but unfortunately if we all think like that, we're going to be in trouble. So I took that 15 years of research and I put together a documentary which I had filmed in South Africa a few months ago. So I'm showing you today 15 years of knowledge in a 24-minute documentary. There's 3 different categories, and the dream for Ecoshe is to take this into the work environment and to teach people. And so today is the very first time, and thanks to Jason for having us here to share this documentary. Alright, so we're now going to watch the video, and you can take notes. It's 24 minutes long. Thank you. Take a deep breath. There's a lot to take in. Yeah, what an honor to share that for the very first time in a company environment. Thank you so much. So now to see what you've retained, because there was a lot in there, can you all open your phones and just go to ecoshe.com/quiz.
Who is Shakira? Oh yeah, 15 on 15. And then we got a lot of 11.
Okay.
And then 10.
Ugly.
No, we got 14. 14.
12?
14.
Nice.
Tishma. 14. And then Lovina 13. Okay.
Okay.
And then the rest 11, 10, 9, 8, 5. The worst is 5.
We got 5.
Another 5.
I'm honest.
Well, there's no shame here. You know, the only job of Ecoshe is to create that awareness. The question is like, oh my God, like what if I eat less animal products? What am I going to eat? Like, what does a vegan eat? So you'll be pleased to know, of course, all the vegetables you can eat, all fruits, all grains and flours, and it's quite important to make sure that you do substitute your meat with the lentils, beans, pulses, because if you're just eating fruits and vegetables, you can feel quite empty and quite hungry. So you want to really fill your stomach up. Seeds we have in our house all the time. We just roast them with tamari sauce and we sprinkle them on everything. Salads, and you don't need to eat a huge amount. Nuts as well. They say you should eat by the handful, not the bowlful. Which is a good thing because they're quite expensive. And so yeah, nuts also very high in protein. Most breads, some breads have cheeses in them, but pasta, rice, pastry, you can eat all of those as a vegan. You can eat all sugar. Sugar's vegan, but take it easy, obviously, because that comes with its own problems. Vegan cheese. Has anybody ever seen this brand, this BioLife, in the supermarkets?
In the Food Lover.
Yes, yes. Okay, so we have this all the time in our fridge. We use the grated cheese on lasagnas, on pizzas. We put the slices into sandwiches, into salads. So and it's in Super U, Intimate, and Winners. It's a bit expensive, but you can also make your own vegan cheese, which I'm happy to share recipes to make your own vegan cheese. Plant-based meats. This Fry's brand, my kids absolutely love. It's the more affordable of the plant-based meats. It's made in South Africa. The Govind is made locally, so if you want to support local, it's probably more affordable as well. And we also, the Beyond meat is world famous, and that's the burger that has more protein than a normal burger. Then there's plant-based milks, so soya, almond, oat milk, rice milk, so many different alternatives. There's also the vegan yogurts. Neo Foods now have a vegan yogurt made from coconut, which is delicious, and plant-based oils and spreads. Replacing butter with these, I'm not a big fan of because this also feels a bit like plastic and not good for you. So what we do on sandwiches now is we make pestos instead of butter. So your sun-dried tomato pestos, your basil pestos, you can make them homemade or you can buy them like that. In most recipes, you can substitute an egg with flaxseed, chia seeds, tofu, aquafaba. Does anyone know what aquafaba is? It's, you know when you open chickpeas and you've got that liquid in the tin, you can use that like egg white. In fact, you can even whisk it up and make meringues from aquafaba. Mashed bananas and applesauce. But I would suggest instead of substituting eggs in recipes, you just look for a vegan recipe for a cake, a lasagna, and you just have the recipe from start to finish that's completely vegan. So a vegan avoids all meat, that includes fish. So many people say, yeah, but do you eat fish? I'm like, no, that's still meat. If it has eyes, it's an animal, and, and no dairy, so that's your cheese, your cream, your yogurt, your butter, your ghee, and no eggs. So rather than eggs, you can have tofu scramble, vegan omelets made from chickpea flour, vegan quiche, vegan cakes, trim mayonnaise. We love that in our house, and it's egg-free. So there's a lot of alternatives to that. Instead of bovril, which is blood extract from the meat industry, Marmite, very high in B12. Instead of Parmesan cheese, you can use nutritional yeast. Has anybody ever heard of nutritional yeast? It's delicious. It's a molasses extract, and it's very high in B12. And then if you go to like the Lux coffee shop, you can order an almond vegan latte. They're delicious instead of the milk one. Vegans also avoid honey, but that's a bit high level. It might be out of reach at the moment. If you've ever watched the Bee movie, you'll understand why people avoid honey. So in our house, we have agave and maple syrup, which is just as delicious. The bees are endangered, and they're the most precious animal to us on the planet. So just respect for them. Instead of fresh cream, coconut cream, and instead of oyster sauce, tamari sauce. So these are great things. And I can email you this document as part of our vegan starter pack as well. So this brings me on to a very exciting new addition to the Ecoshe brand, and that is Chris, drumroll.
Hello.
So Chris is driven all the way from the south of Mauritius today, and we are partnering up to start a vegan shop in Mauritius, because anyone who transitions, they just say, oh my God, it's so difficult. I can't find this and I can't find that. And by the time you get it, it's expired and it's expensive. And it's like, oh, I give up. Just give me, just give me a bacon sandwich. So Chris has painstakingly gone to every importer and wholesaler of these products. And he is willing to deliver to you. Well, I wanted to speak to Jason about it, either to Schindlers once a week, like on a Friday afternoon or whatever, and you'll bring a little cooler box in, or maybe to eat out to homes eventually when we get a bit bigger. So we are going to launch a vegan shop shortly. So that is it on what you can eat in the shop. Are there any questions on that? Just a little bit on Chris's story. The reason he went vegan is he worked for a restaurant here, and his job was to go and find meat for the restaurant. And what he saw, you said it was quite horrific, right, Chris?
Yeah, I went to a chicken. Actually, I own the restaurant, but I own the restaurant. I was the owner.
Oh, you
yeah. So I went to a chicken processing plant, and I just saw how they just hanging them upside down by their feet, and was going around on a conveyor belt, slicing their throats, and it just stuck in my mind, and I decided to go vegan from there.
Yeah, that's vegan. So Chris phoned me saying, I want to import vegan products. I was like, I want to do that too, I'm in an army. So hopefully by January we'll have the shop fully fledged and running. Okay, so how are we doing tonight? Okay, we're good?
So how would that work? Would you have like an online system where you could go on and order and then you deliver?
Yes. Luckily, I'm married to a professional at building marketplaces and shopping carts. So that's what our business does. We're doing as well. So we're going to build a little shopping cart. We're just going to start with the pain points, because any shop you can get fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts. It's the alternatives, the cheeses, the just egg. This is incredible, right? Did you like that, Jace? It was amazing, eh? You just pop it in the toaster. So it's just these little difficult things that we hope to start. Next. I'm sure there was so much that you had to take in today, and you might leave here and go home and say, I want to be vegan for a week, and your family and friends are going to ask why, and you're going to be like, I don't know. There were some good points, but actually I don't remember any of them. So what we've done, and just in the last week, except for we have some super proud students here. In the documentary, there are 80 different reasons that I gave to try a plant-based diet. And we've taken the 50 best ones that we think are the best ones, and we've made a little flashcard for each point. And so this is a game you could play with somebody. There's a little yes and a no card. So for example, it's the Ecoshe card reading. It's called Taking the Crazy Out of Vegan. Because as a vegan, everyone's like, she's a crazy one. You know, that when you start becoming more and more vegan, you're thinking, why can nobody see what I can see, you know? So basically you go through the cards and you just say to them, hey, did you know the top 15 killers in the world can be reduced by a plant-based diet? And they'll say no. Jason, did you know you can eradicate poverty by going vegan?
I do.
You do know. What about you? Do you know that obesity is more likely in those who eat animal products? You do know that. Before today, did you know that our ancestors ate meat and had advanced heart disease?
Yes.
Hmm? Yes, you knew that? Yes. Did you know that we are herbivores?
Yes.
You did know that we are herbivores. Are you eating like a herbivore?
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
From time to time.
Okay, so you did know that. What about you? Did you know that people on a plant-based diet have 50% less medication?
Yeah.
You did know that, okay. Did you know that our intestines are 12 times the length of our body, 9 of them? Okay. Did you know that we sweat? Herbivores sweat to cool down and omnivores pant?
Definitely
You
not.
did not know that. Did you know that 65% of the world is lactose intolerant? You did know that?
65%.
Yeah. Did you know that herbivores have to eat their vitamin C? They can't make it themselves. You didn't know that. I'm glad I've taught some people something. Did you know that canines, that they actually protrude in omnivores and carnivores? And even though these are called canines, I don't know if they should be called canines, because they're like vampires maybe. So did you know that? Did you know that a vegan diet is the only diet that falls into a healthy BMI, body mass index? Did you know that? No? Did you know that cholesterol is only found in animal products? So basically you get the idea. So you could go through the whole card deck with someone, or you can even do it on yourself to remind yourself. It's a great little deck. It fits into exactly like a little poker box. So those will be on sale as well for 200 rupees each if you want that in your back pocket. We are going to invite and encourage you from today just to really sit with what you've learned, and either at the very least today's vegetarian meal is a step in the right direction. If you're not moved by anything today, no judgment. We're still all part of the same family, and please don't ever make anyone feel bad for what they're eating. But if you do feel like you want to try one day or 1 week or 1 month, we do invite you to do that. And we've got a little form at the end of the talk where you can just tell us what your intention is. I'm not going to follow up on you at this stage. Maybe next year. Okay, so just to end off before we have lunch, if you can just go to ecoshe.com/feedback. This is a 3-minute little questionnaire asking you if you want to join our mailing list, how you found today, do you want to be notified about our shop, all those kind of things.
But then I have to go to there, and then I have to go there, and
Yes.
eventually I'll go maybe there like once a year.
It makes it very difficult, even for me eating out, going hotels, restaurants. It's like, oh, I really want to eat this way, but it's almost like it's really difficult. But the more the demand is there, you know, if you go to a restaurant and say, you know, if I would love to have had a vegan meal today, please think about it, you know, when you next amend your menu or when you've got a special. So downstairs, I'm sure a lot of you eat at this restaurant downstairs. I went looking through everything vegan, and the only thing was like a salad without cheese. And I thought, imagine I had to say to you guys, we're all having salad today. I think, you know, so I said, look, we'll just do vegetarian. But I said to her, please let me know when you do a vegan meal as a special, and maybe you guys could all go and try it. And if it's awesome, then we, you know, they'll put it on the menu and be proud to say it's vegan. And so you'll understand why. Yeah, I'd like to thank Jason so much for this opportunity to share what I've learned. Thank you.
No, thanks, Heather. Just from my side personally, I don't think there's anybody here who likes food more than me. And I don't think there's anybody that ate more meat than me. And I stopped eating meat 3 weeks ago.
Wow. This skin's looking so good. I saw Jason about 10 days ago, and a lot of pimples. I was like a teenager.
And look, to be honest, it's been a lot easier than I thought. Having really lovely, delicious food. I mean, on Tuesday we had vegetarian curry. It was amazing. It was delicious. I absolutely enjoyed it. There was no reason why I thought I was missing out on anything. and a lot of health benefits, a lot of global benefits, and it's been a great experience.
Oh, good. That's wonderful. Thank you. Keep leading the way. Anyone else here experimented with vegan or any vegetarians here?
I'm
Some
vegetarian.
vegetarians?
Why are you vegetarian, Ecoshe?
It was because mainly my son was allergic to meat.
Allergic to meat,
Yeah,
okay.
so just to encourage him and for him not to feel bad that oh sorry that he's not eating meat, so we
Okay.
stopped eating meat
Yeah.
and we don't feel like eating it anymore.
Okay. Now you can celebrate with them, eh?
Yeah.
Not missing out. Wonderful.
Lakesh, you vegetarian?
Yeah.
You vegetarian? Okay. For spiritual reasons or religious?
I always felt guilty eating
You
meat.
felt guilty. Animals? You
Yeah.
love for animals? Yeah, yeah. It's interesting that, like, if you had to choose one reason, health, environment, or animals, is there one in particular that, like, if you feel, like, maybe raise your hand if you feel health was the main thing for you there? So mostly health if it was the most important. Anyone animals, the most important thing? And anyone environment?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a nice mix actually. Interesting. Ah, wonderful. Let's do a photo and let's go and have our lunch.